And for most of your clients, well, a lot of people don't even know you can bring a lawyer to an IEP meeting. First, explain what an IEP meeting is for people who don't know.
So we have different tracks in education. There's general education. I think everyone knows what it is. That's the one size fits all. You get what you get. You don't get upset. We run you through all the systems. It's like a Suburban with 95,000 miles on it with cigarette holes in the seat and a tape deck. That's public education. And some people get really good with that Suburban, but other kids, no. Other kids, that system doesn't work. And when we find a child's disability interferes with their ability to progress educationally, socially, behaviorally, emotionally, um, then we start looking at special education for them. We start identifying disabilities, and then we start looking to the federal government and the state government about what the school district responsibilities are to move the needle in that child's life. And if we can get them qualified under that realm, a district's responsibility to a family with disabilities changes completely. And it gives someone like me who understands that law, like a tax lawyer understands the tax law, to get in there with my tools and my problem solving skills and get daylight and get above the weather pattern and get helpers to show up and help these kids. And they get services, they get reading interventions, they get psychological interventions, they get OT, they get PT, they get special physical education, they can get social skills training. There's a long list. And when we identify as a kid as a disability that fits within that parameters, it's not that they just fit in that parameters. The district has an obligation for them to progress, for them to improve, for them to grow, to have a shot at grabbing that ring off the carousel where they get a chance at a decent and meaningful and independent life. And if the kid can't do academics because the cognitive abilities are so challenged, then they got to train the kid to be independent and adaptive and point him in the direction of a meaningful life. That's the best thing I can give for an IEP. Problem is, you got these school districts with all these kids. A lot of people in all professions get to the point where they do the minimum and that's enough. And the other challenge is if the families don't know the words that I know, if they can't jockey in and out of the statute to compel action, a parent's concerns or worries start to look like complaints and they just don't take it seriously, right?
Yes, I've seen it personally in my own family, not my
Yeah.
children, but my children's children.
Yeah. And if the kid doesn't qualify for an IEP, there's a level above that before they have to go back to gen ed. So we have levels and we have tools and we have guidelines. And in my state, we have a mighty court. So if we have a district that doesn't want to play ball or that I disagree with, I can file a legal complaint and I can be in court in 90 days to get this thing resolved, not 2 or 3 years, but most of the time, 90 days. My firm's a little different. We're a social justice firm. Within my firm, I have a lot of similarities with the types of people who work in a school district. So if I take on a matter, I'm pretty sure there are violations and I'm pretty sure it's fixable. It's very different than someone who might handle someone who's personally injured by a doctor or a bus or a car. That's not this work. I have to qualify them clinically, and then I have to create a language so the district can grab onto and say, yeah, that's our responsibility. We'll do better. Right. And that's the art of it all. So it's usually me against 12 to 16 people at a time.